Good day, gamers. Fortain here, and welcome to beginning episode 1 of a new series. Hello, everyone. Oh, it has been a while since I have recorded something specifically for YouTube, and I wanted to get started with a Minecraft series, a modded Minecraft, of course. That's going to be somewhat of a medium weight, I guess you could say, mod pack. It's not going to be super crazy new. It's not gonna have a ton of dimensions to explore. It's going to be relatively self-contained within a smaller world area. But still has a lot of stuff to do, a lot of stuff to make, a lot of stuff to explore, and plenty of things to mine and craft. So I decided to go ahead and start with, oops, wrong button there, StoneBlock. So this is version of a StoneBlock, the first StoneBlock mod pack. There are 3 of them. Version 1.0.37 for Minecraft 1.12.2. So I know people saying, as usual, Fortain, why are you playing such old versions of Minecraft? We're on like Minecraft 1.20, 1.22 and such. Again, I wanted to pick something that was kind of, medium weight, middle of the road in terms of not playing something that is super, super old. Those are still fun, by the way, but also not something that is super bleeding edge, the very latest version of Minecraft that is constantly being updated. I have to redesign machines all the time due to updates. I have to correct old information that is outdated, that's not part of that mod anymore, so on and so on. So I figured StoneBlock, this first mod pack, has not been updated in a while. It's not going to be updated anytime soon because they're working on StoneBlock 3 and StoneBlock 2 is out and so on. So it's going to be pretty darn stable. There's not going to be any changes that I now have to go back and be like, oh, this machine isn't in the mod pack anymore. I can't show that. I have to redesign this machine because now it's this way instead of that way, and so on. But like I said, there is still a lot of stuff to do. The goals for this series, I'm going to call this a 95% plus completion series. 95% being we're going to be making as much as we possibly can, doing as much as we possibly can within the mod pack, and with every single mod that we can within the mod pack. But if something is locked behind a decision made by the mod pack crafter, or if something is just completely bugged and we are not able to get it, then we will see what we can do about potentially trying to obtain it from there. But as much as possible, we're going to be doing as much as we can in the mod pack. There are, if we take a look here, 247 mods in this mod pack. Most of those are things that we can actually interact with. Some of them are going to be simply bits of code that are required for other mods and so on. But as we can see here, there are just an absolute ton of mods to play around with. There's applied energistics. There is dimensional worlds. Let's take a look. There's baubles. So there's going to be a lot of craftable, accessories that we can make. The bonsai trees, buildcraft. I'm just going to kind of go down the list here. Chickens, chisels for making more decorative blocks. Let's see, compact machines. We've got cooking for blockheads. Going down the list, we've got cyclic, dark utilities, draconic evolution. We've got Ender IO, energetic sheep, evil craft, ex nihilo creatio, which is kind of the main crux of this mod pack, creating stuff from literally nothing. Extra utilities, extreme reactors, farming for blockheads. Let's see, the feed the beast utilities and stuff. This is more of just the back end programming. Harvester, hatchery, hats, good old friend immersive engineering, industrial craft, integrated dynamics, iron backpacks and chests, journey map, harvest craft. Again, so many different mods in this mod pack. Mechanism generators and tools. Mystical agriculture, natura. Ore excavation. Let's see, Pam's harvest craft. Psycraft. Refined storage. Snad. Well, we might use Snad. Steve's carts. Tesla core. Thermal expansion. Tiny progression. Again, just an entirely large amount of mods that are in this that, again, the vast majority of them we can actually do something with. So what are the goals for this series? Again, we're going to be trying to do as many things with as many of the mods as we possibly can. If there's a machine to craft, we'll attempt to craft it. If there's a crafting station to craft, we'll attempt to craft it. There is going to be some redundancies, so I will probably craft and use at least once like most of the different tools that are available. But if there's like 5 different versions of an iron pickaxe, I may not necessarily craft every single version of the iron pickaxe, for example. If there are 5 different versions of the basic vanilla furnace, I'm not exactly going to craft all 5 versions of the basic furnace, like one made out of andesite, one made out of diorite, one made out of granite, so on, things like that. This is going to be a hardcore playthrough, even though this area is not set up to be hardcore. I'll go into the actual starting location in just a moment. This is going to be a hardcore playthrough. So 1 life, difficulty is locked to hard. If I die, that's it, series over. I will be making backups on the regular, so there's no chance really in dying, but I do prefer to play hardcore mode just for the added challenge. There's going to be no equipment breakage, so no breaking tools, no breaking weapons, no breaking armor. We need to make sure everything is kept well repaired. At some point, we're going to have the ability to just have not exactly infinite durability on most of our stuff, but practically infinite durability. Things like mending, machines that repair equipment, so really no danger of depleting much of anything. I will say mob griefing is going to be turned off. I use a program called NBT Explorer to specifically turn off mob griefing. Yes, there's a command that you can do that with as well, but I tend to prefer to do it within NBT Explorer just to make sure it stays turned off. I've had times where if I use the command, it stays off for a while and then something happens and it turns back on, and all of a sudden Endermen are stealing blocks or creepers are exploding when you're not even whenever you're not even around them and damaging structures and so on. I don't want that to happen if I have no chance to fix it, if I have no chance to stop it happening. So that's why I turn mob griefing off. We're going to be getting as many of the different advancements and quest book quests completed as we can. As we can see here in the quest book, we have a series of quest lines. It doesn't cover everything, but it gets you going for the most part. You got the start of StoneBlock, which is all of this available. We have power generation, which covers definitely not all, but several of the different generator types. We have Mystic Agriculture, which gets you going down that road. We have storage with all the different storage methods. Well, again, not all of them, but a lot of them. Most of them we won't end up using, but we'll show them off just to see what they look like. Draconic Evolution for the different things that we can do through here. Portable batteries, the Wyvern armor and Draconic armor. And last but not least, Project E, aka turning everything into everything, basically. Beyond Ex Nihilo Creatio, Project E is one of the end goals for this mod pack. You create the Project E machine that turns things into the Project E energy type, and then now you can pull out whatever you want from it. Turn anything into anything, basically. So we're going to be going through and completing as many of these as humanly possible. Again, if something is locked behind some weird bug or modded out of the mod pack, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. We're also going to be getting as many of the advancements as possible. At the second, there doesn't seem to be anything here because we haven't started really doing anything. But as we start completing different parts of different mods and doing just the regular Minecraft stuff, we will be getting different advancements and unlocking all that. Let's see. Just going through my notes here for what exactly we're going to be working on. We're going to be making as many items and machines from each mod as possible, showing off as many methods of doing X, Y, Z material generation as we possibly can. There are rewards for doing the different quests in here. You get these loot chests, loot bags, pretty much as possible. I'm going to be ignoring those. I'm going to be ignoring opening those. At the very least, till probably like the end of the mod pack, simply because I don't want to be accidentally relying on them to get materials ahead of time or materials that I shouldn't have. I've seen times where if you open up a loot chest or a loot bag that are dropped by enemies, they will have like, oh, here's a few bars of draconium ingots, or here's a block of plutonium, or whatever material that you definitely shouldn't have access to yet, or like here's an infinity pickaxe. You just happen to randomly get it. Now you never have to craft another pickaxe because now you have this end game loot right off the bat or something. So they're just going to go into a deep storage, and I'm probably not going to touch them, but I might open them for funsies at some point. Same thing with the chance cubes. There's the possibility of getting chance cubes for different things. Chance cubes can be fun, but they can also be a nightmare. So yeah, we'll wait to open those until we like create a dedicated area for like, okay, we'll open up a chance cube. Whatever happens, happens. It's not going to affect the rest of the base. Boom, we now have 20 wither dragons to fight or something. Something silly like that. Let's see. Each episode is going to be roughly an hour, give or take editing. So that's going to cover 3 in-game Minecraft days. Each Minecraft day is about 20 minutes. So again, give or take editing times if I need to edit something out or kind of speed up footage. I'm not going to be editing out like building or crafting or harvesting stuff. But if, for example, I have a machine that is just infinitely generating a certain type of material, I will edit out the time of just waiting for that material to complete, or just run that machine off camera and then start the next episode having as much as I need of that material. No sense in making you sit here watching this block here for 25 minutes because there's nothing else for me to do. I'm simply waiting for this block to finish doing what it's doing, to then be able to continue on and do the next thing. So those kind of things I'll either speed through or just jump ahead to the next crafting station. So this is the default beginning area whenever you load up the mod pack. I do have a slightly modified beginning area that I've set up for what I'm going to be doing in this series. I will show you how I made that and then jump us in there. It's nothing major. Oh, I do want to say, well, I'll show this part off as we're doing this. One moment. All right, to show off the world settings, just so in case anyone is interested, the world name is going to be Lone StoneBlocker. Pretty simple and easy. The game mode, once again, is going to be set on hardcore. Same as survival, locked at hardest difficulty and 1 life only. In more world options, I'm going to use the World Seed 42. Why? Because it is the answer to life, the universe, and everything. In most other mod packs, the world generation seed can play a bit of a difference. I mainly use it for how I want center base to look, like what terrain do I want where 0, 0 is. And I will sometimes go through a fair amount of seeds to find a center base location that I like. You know, not too mountainous, not like in just a giant ravine that I now have to fill up or build over or build around. Here, it's not going to make much of a difference at all because the world is just one giant brick of stone. It may make a slight difference when it comes to generating the nether or generating the end or generating another dimension, but considering I am so far away from being able to interact with those dimensions, it's not really a concern. I'm just going to use 42. Like I said, I tend to use a fair amount of different specific seed numbers. I'll use 42, I'll use 64, I'll use 16, I'll use 100, I'll use 69. Nice. Just because I don't want to have to go and be like, oh, this seed is awesome. This has exactly what I'm looking for in a center base location. And it's like -6,182,000,000, 20 other numbers. It's okay, boom, that's the seed. I like the way center base is going to look. The location for it, done. Generate structures is going to be turned on. Again, really is not going to come into play much at all because world is one big piece of stone. The world type is going to be set to the default of void ? World. Creates a world based on the void island control configs. Again, it's not a void world technically. It's everything is just made out of stone. From there, we just hit create new world. And again, it puts us into this default starting area. You'll notice on the top right side with journey maps, we're at negative x 1,000, or excuse me, x -1,000, z -1,000, y 90. Not my favorite place to start. So what I end up doing, yes, that's right. I don't have permissions to do that on this one. That's fine. I will say that using NBT Explorer, I do have cheats turned on, as in I can use commands like changing the game mode and so on. I use that very, very sparingly. It is not to give me items. It is not to repair my stuff. It is not to do any of that. It is simply for if I have to fix something that bugs out in the game, I am able to fix it without having to necessarily reload the save. It's kind of like playing a Bethesda game. I love Bethesda games. Unfortunately, they have a pretty high tendency to bug out, no matter what you're doing, no matter how many patches have been applied. So on the off chance that the game bugs out and I need to use a command to fix something, I have that ability. Again, beyond creating the beginning area, I am not using commands at all. I'm not giving myself anything. I'm not advancing a game stage, doing nothing but that, or doing none of that, just fixing bugs. Let me show you real quick what I did do to create the starting area that I'm using, and then we'll get actually into the game. There we go. All right. I forgot that I had created this little beginning area to show off the beginning area and didn't give myself access to commands. Okay. So what I did to create the beginning area that I'm actually using, pretty simple. Went into game mode 3, which gives you spectator mode. This is the world as it is viewed by in spectator mode. This is all you start off with. Everything else is just this pure stone. Just run a quick command. It's the fill command. There we go. 90, -9, 95. There we go. So what that does is simply just fill in that little starting area with stone. Doesn't give me anything, doesn't do anything, doesn't progress me anywhere. It just fills it in, so if I end up having to build out this far, there's not this giant air gap right there. What I then do is I will teleport myself to the center of the world. Well, what I'm judging to be the center of the world. The world itself is 255 blocks tall. And for those asking, why don't I just dig up and out, build to, go over to where I want to build and then dig downwards? Well, if you'll notice, there's a layer of lava over top the entire world that is StoneBlock. So it's only a source block deep, but it covers everything. Yeah, and it just continues on and on for the size of the world. So you really can't build upwards to build over to where you want. But hey, if you decide to build upwards, free lava for eternity. So then what I just do is a standard TP at P 128.0. Why 128? Because it is halfway between 0 and 255. Literal center base. Now, I realized this when I was first putting this portion together. I, start the world at 128 here. If it's a naturally generated world, then I will travel to that location or attempt to start myself there. It's a little different with one giant cube of stone, but I didn't realize at the time that if I look down, there's another starting spot right here, just built into the center of the world here. It spawns at Y level of 90. I could have used that, and honestly, I thought of doing such things like, okay, just teleport myself to this little spot here, and all is good. But again, I kind of want to have the beginning level of center base at 128. So I'd be starting down here, digging upwards, and then carving out that area as like the main floor of center base. So I just did the same thing here. I did a fill command. Let's see, -10, 90, -10, 10, 100, 10 stone. Boop. Again, it's not giving me anything. It's not progressing me anywhere. It just fills in that air pocket. 0, 128, 0. A teleport command here takes me to exact center of the world. I'm going to put myself into... Oh. There we go. I'm now in creative mode. I simply look up, look down, and here we are. I also did previously grab the torch from that beginning area to place right here. But yes, this is what you will see in just a moment when I spawn into the actual world that I'll be playing in. It's just a lonely torch, my face pressed into a bunch of stone in survival mode. And yeah, that's where we're going to be starting. So, onwards we go. And here we are. The humble beginnings of center base. A tiny little 2-block tall bit of stone. Our single torch to light our way. And the Better Questing quest book. So, let's make some progress here. First things first is the start. Pebbles are obtained by breaking stone with an empty hand. We need to get 16 stones. That's going to be simple and easy enough to do. Breaking this stuff apart gains us the most basic of basic materials. And there we go. The start has now been completed. And we can see here, that's all that. Just checking all my locations here and corners. We shall actually begin progressing in just a second. There we go. All right. F3G. That's what I'm looking for right here. Good old center 0, 0. Perfect. All right. I'll be using F3G somewhat often when I'm actually building and constructing the base, just to make sure I'm placing stuff where it needs to be. But better questing, we have 16 stone pebbles. We now get 1 loot box, or loot chest, and it's just going to sit here until I have a storage system. 200 pages in JEI of stuff to do. Crafting table. Time to make a crafting table with the pebbles you just obtained. Craft pebbles into cobblestone into a stone crafting table. Once again, easy enough to do. Just take those. There we go. There's our cobblestone. And we, of course, now get the advancement Stone Age. Ta-da! Mine stone with your new pickaxe. Well, we kind of didn't use a pickaxe, but same difference. Craft that into the stone crafting table. That completes crafting table. We get another loot chest. We'll sit there and do nothing. Next up, we have dirt. Dirt can be obtained by breaking blocks with a hammer. We have to craft a stone hammer and start smashing. Stone to cobblestone to gravel to dirt to sand to dust is how we're using the hammer. But as you can see, we need to make 10 dirt total. Let's put down, let's break that with the bare hands. Place down the stone crafting table. And so what we're going to need to begin is a hammer. So as you can see, there's a bunch of hammers to make. Specifically, we are going to want to make the stone hammer from Ex Nihilo Creatio. Why? Because every other hammer takes wood, and as we can see, we don't have access to wood yet. We only have stone. So we need to make stone rods. There's actually a couple different types. If we take a look here. So we've got the stone rod from Ex Nihilo. We've got from Forge Microblocks. And then these are all from Tinker's Construct. So this takes 3 bits of cobblestone to make 2. This makes 2 to make 1. So really, this is probably the more materially efficient way. 3 for 2 versus 2 for 1. So we need to take the cobblestone or the pebbles that we've got. Make the cobblestone. Boop, boop, boop. That. And then we need 1 more piece of cobblestone. No big deal. Mine out a little bit more of this space. Discord badoopage. And just like so, we now have a stone hammer. So what the stone hammer does is when we are mining, let's start mining this direction, we are now getting the cobblestone directly instead of mining up just the pebbles. So this will make crafting stuff a fair bit faster. We don't need to mine too much cobblestone right now. We are just beginning. And we're just going to make this beginning area ever so slightly even here. Perfect. We'll go 1 block up just to have a little extra material. There we go. Perfect. So again, what we need to do is we need to hammer this from cobblestone all the way till we can make dirt. Here is a major process of this mod, is hammering stone to cobblestone. As we can see, next up is gravel. Thankfully enough, later on, we'll be able to make machines that do this for us. But now, we got to do it by hand. We hammer gravel, and now we get dirt. Ta-da! I will say, it is a very odd thing with this mod pack. On occasion, it doesn't happen very often, but on occasion, you will lose a bit of material when hammering stuff. I don't think it is the material like flying through the wall or getting lost in collision. I want to say it just feels like it is a random chance that you will ever so slightly lose some material when hammering stuff. I'm not going to count that as really much of anything. Like, oh no, I accidentally mined a block that I shouldn't have with a pick that I shouldn't have. I've lost the block. You know, like mining a diamond ore block with a stone or wood pickaxe. It's just, it is an ever so slight bug, and I'm not going to concern myself with it. If I have to use an extra piece of cobblestone to get 10 dirt because I lost a piece of dirt, not going to concern. But in any event, we have 10 dirt now. We can get ourselves another loot chest and move on to the next bit of the quest. The stone crook. Crooks are useful for obtaining different resources by breaking blocks with them. So we need to make a stone crook. Now, specifically, there are a few different types of stone crooks in this mod pack. For this instance, we have to make the stone crook. We have to make the stone crook from StoneBlock utilities. There is a stone crook from Ex Nihilo that is used for getting materials from leaf blocks. It does not work for this next portion. So, stone crook, StoneBlock utilities. We'll go to our crafting table here. So, like I said, we need this one in particular. So 4 cobblestone makes the stone crook. Easy enough. We have plenty of cobblestone. Bam. Stone crook. Done. Get a loot chest we will never touch. That goes away. Next up, we have saplings. Vanilla saplings are obtained by breaking dirt with a crook. So this is where the specific type of crook that you need comes into play. Again, the Ex Nihilo Creatio stone crook will not get saplings from dirt. It'll just break the dirt block. The StoneBlock utilities crook will get you saplings from dirt blocks. So just wanted to make sure that that was specified in that. If you try and use the other crook, won't work. But we need to get pretty much 4 of each vanilla sapling. We need oak, spruce, birch, jungle, acacia, and dark oak. That is going to take more than the 10 dirt we have, so we'll be slowly expanding outwards from this section here, getting more cobblestone to turn into dirt to get these saplings. So let's begin. Nice amount so far. We've already got all the dark oak, and we are getting the others. Yep, see, we lost 2 pieces of gravel there. Oh well. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Wrong tool. Oh well, we now have a piece of sand. We'll put it to use in a bit. We just need one each of these, as well as one more other sapling. Yeah, we need some jungle saplings. So this is gonna take a little bit. Let's see, we are currently here. We also, once again, need to make sure that we are paying attention to the durability of our tools. Do not want to break anything. As we can see, our stone hammer is getting somewhat roughed up. So let's go ahead and make another one real quick. Go. I do not want to expand outwards too far just yet, because I don't have any more than the single torch. I do not want to risk creating spawnable areas for mobs. Yes, they have to be a fair distance away from you to be able to spawn. At the same time, that can happen very quickly if you are not paying attention, especially if you are digging out a hollow space like this where no other mobs can spawn except for where you are. You can end up with a max spawn situation very fast, and then they will come at you. Let's also go ahead and mine up as high as we can for the moment. That'll get us some extra material without having to worry about dark spaces. It'll also make for good vertical space because pretty soon we're going to be able to start making trees. Trees will be very excellent for gaining wood, obviously charcoal, a bit of food, and eventually better tools. All right. That is enough cobble for the moment. Pair that stone hammer. I know. Fortane doing Fortane things. You know, you could just build more stone hammers. Why do you worry about repairing things? Honestly, it is one of those things of, ever since they introduced the ability to quote-unquote repair stuff by combining it together in way earlier versions of Minecraft, it just kind of becomes stuck in my head of, okay, that is going to be something that I'm going to try and make sure that I don't do, is break stuff, simply because it then becomes a waste of materials to just continuously craft the stuff new. You get that 10%, 20% repair bonus or whatever it is when you combine things together. That makes materials last for a longer amount of time overall. Again, I'm very well aware of the fact that it doesn't really matter. Hey, there's our jungle sapling. Nice. We've got everything except for the jungle, so let's keep going. Yes, it really doesn't matter when it comes to like stone or wood tools or even iron past a certain point. But I just kind of keep that ingrained in the way I play. We need one more jungle sapling. I just keep that ingrained in the way I play for situations where, oh, I'm playing like a modded map that has limited materials. So I need to make sure my materials last as long as they can. I'm playing a mod pack that is similar. I need to make sure that, yes, I can make a bunch of stone picks, but not for too long. So I have to get the most use of them that I can, and so on. It's just it's a way that I play. That's all. If it drives you crazy, I kind of apologize, but it is what it is. I would rather spend the little extra time, a little extra inventory space to craft replacement tools and then combine them together to get some more durability, than to simply have it break and move on. Hey, there we go, saplings. Very, very good. All right. We now have a nice representative amount of saplings. Very good. We get ourselves another loot chest and can move on. It is time for me to make a double save, so I shall BRB. And we are back. Double save has been made in case something untoward happens. Our next step is wood. Collect wood. So basically what we need to do is we need to grow some oak trees to get some oak wood to be able to start making pretty much all the basic Minecraft stuff. This is one of the reasons why I have been digging upwards like this a bit, to give us enough room to be able to grow said tree. I am going to have to dig outwards some more to give the horizontal space to grow said trees, because the oak trees, they're not the biggest, but they can get somewhat chonky, and we want to make sure that we're not suffocating into a block or anything. Plus, they will not grow if they are not a certain size. So for right now, let's go ahead and turn chunk borders off for right now. I try not to play for too long, especially if I'm recording, with having the chunk borders on. Just because having that, having that overlay can be a little distracting. But I do kind of need it sometimes for positioning, especially if I'm like precision building a machine, precision setting up like exactly, placements that I want walls or other decorative blocks. So apologies in advance if I have it on for a bit while I'm doing things. It is a tool to be used, and that's it. Go ahead and combine our stone hammers here. Yeah, we still don't have wood yet to build regular tools. We're going to be working on that. Gotcha. We're going to be working on that momentarily. But for now, we need the height. We also need the materials. Okay, there we go. Pretty fair size place to begin with. We're going to break that block, and we're going to put our dirt block right here. Boop. This will hopefully grow us an oak tree. Yep, that's what I thought. So one of the more common mods that are added into mod packs like this is twerking for trees. Whether it's a specific mod or just simply added into one of the other packs, what you do is go near the tree and you shift a bunch of times, and that effectively applies somewhat of a bone meal effect on the tree and makes it grow a lot faster. So we now have trees. But more importantly, we have wood that we can use to start crafting regular Minecraft tools, instead of having to use the stone to make the stone hammers. Now, we do need to collect the wood itself for the for the quest in here, but I do want to go ahead and make just a set of basic stone tools just to have them for additional digging. I'll also be making something else momentarily. You will see what it is to help with this digging. Our first log. Very nice. Very log. There we go. Okay. So we do need more wood for this. We're going to actually be jumping ahead momentarily for that, but I do want to go and get the advancement, getting an upgrade, construct a better pickaxe, which is simply just making a stone pickaxe. I don't need to make the wooden ones, so we're just going to be skipping that. So we're going to make the stone pickaxe. Boop. There we go. Advancement, getting an upgrade. Ta-da! And now we can also start on buildcraft stuff, which we're not going to be doing anytime soon. But we do have the ability to do such things. We're also going to make an axe. And we're going to make a shovel. Now, I could just fill my inventory with stone tools like this, or I could make something else that's in this pack, a paxel. So paxels are exactly what they sound like. It is an axe, a pickaxe, and a shovel in one tool. There is, in this mod pack, the IOTs, A-I-O-T, the all-in-one tools. That is a stone axe, or that is an axe, a pickaxe, a shovel, a hoe, and a sword. I could make those, but if you'll notice, each of these has a durability of 131. It does somewhat add up to that, but at the same time, I'd rather have a slot for just the sword. And when it comes to enchanting, trying to enchant an IOT is kind of odd because you're attempting to put mining enchantments on a weapon and so on. So I tend to just stick with the paxel, paxel, sword, and a hoe for when I need it. So, it's just one of those choices of like, yeah, I could do it this way, but this is also an option, so I think I'll do it this way. It's kind of weird. There's the Mechanism Tools Paxel series, and then there's the Tiny Progressions Paxel series. One kind of looks better than the other. They both have the exact same durability. It just kind of depends on which icon that you want. And for me, this icon just kind of looks a little funny, so I'm gonna go with this one. Bam. Stone Paxel from Mechanism Tools. That's all. Is there a difference? Nope. Same exact mining speed, same exact durability. Honestly, no difference. But I just wanted to make it just so I have the better option for... there we go. So I have the better option for mining stuff. There we go. We shall go ahead and dig through these leaf blocks. I can break the leaf blocks by hand, but as you can see, we also have fast leaf decay. So it just all disintegrates. I will be making a tool in just a bit to get more materials from said leaves. But for now, this works. Trying to be careful while twerking. Again, I don't want to get caught in the tree. I'm also trying to not make it like be really annoying for you all to listen to, this sound. That is probably not good to be listening to. But there we go. We need probably one more tree's worth of saplings. Or one more sapling's worth of tree, I should say. working for the tree. It's working for the tree. Ta-da! Quest completed. Wood. Collect wood. We got our loot chest that we're not going to touch. That goes away. Why am I not throwing them away? Because I never throw anything away. You know me. I never throw anything away. String. String is obtained by infecting leaves with silkworms. Silkworms drop from leaves, and the drop chance is higher when breaking the leaves with a crook. So as you can see, we need 32 string. That sounds like a lot, but we have a pretty easy way to gain it. So what we're going to be making is a crook. Specifically, we're going to be making the compressed crook, which is 4 crooks put together. Why are we making the compressed crook? Because it breaks leaves near instantly. It has a much higher durability than the wooden crooks themselves, and because why not? So we're going to be putting away the stone crook for now. Let's go ahead and make ourselves a few of those. We need 1, 2, 3, and 4 wooden crooks, and then 1 compressed crook, just like so. Oops, wrong button. I'm placing upon the wrong block is what I'm doing. All right, so again, we have the leaf blocks. We've been getting the occasional apple, the occasional oak sapling from them, but with the compressed crook, bam, so much faster breakage. And now we have our first silkworms. Huzzah! The little silky boys. There we are. Only 1 silkworm so far. That is not super surprising, but can be somewhat surprising. You tend to get more of them as you go, but it's not a big deal. It only really takes 1 silkworm to infest a tree. I'm stuck. Stuck. There we go. Do not want to begin suffocating. I have very little in terms of food. That will actually be remedied pretty quickly, as a matter of fact. We can actually take a quick sidestep to one of my more favorite types of foods. Is there... Nope, there's nothing here for making said thing. And I don't think there's a specific... Yeah, there's not a specific advancement for this, so we're going to build a side thing. What do I mean by side thing? Something that you don't have to make right now, but I want to anyway. I'm not going to make stone armor. I can, and I probably technically should, quote unquote, at some point if I want to make everything. But what I want to make is a juicer. Not this juicer from Pam's Harvest Craft, but this juicer from Tiny Progressions. So I need a button, which is stone, and then another piece of stone. So just 2 pieces of stone, easily made. Boop, boop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 sticks. So we're going to cook this up. We're going to make the juicer, because what we can do is turn these apples into apple juice, which has higher hunger filling and higher saturation. Unfortunately, in this mod pack, you cannot drink the juices even if you are full. So unlike Regrowth, where the juices were one of the best foods you could get simply because you could drink them even when you were full to keep your saturation high, unfortunately, that is not the case in here. But we now have apple juice. So can't drink it. That's fine. We have it, and it is ever so slightly better than eating just the apples. All right. We do have a couple silkworms. Let's go ahead and infest. And yeah, we'll do this. Twerking does nothing. So now we unfortunately just need to wait for all the leaf blocks to become infested. Thankfully enough, it does not take very long. It tends to spread pretty quickly. But I will see you back in just a moment once everything is fully infested. And there we have it. All the infested leaves are done. So now when we break them with the compressed crook, we get string. A lot of string. Thankfully enough, we do still get oak saplings, so in case we were running low, we'll still be able to keep that going. But yeah, not even having fully broken the tree down, we've gotten enough string to make a stack plus, and to complete the quest, string. Very nice, very nice. I do want to go ahead and make another compressed crook because this one is getting somewhat low. Let's do such things. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Because we're going to be, once again, breaking a lot of leaf blocks for a good while to get a lot of things. But now with all the string we have, we can claim our useless loot box. We definitely need some storage, and we're going to need some soon. So let's make some storage. We will be doing floral fertilizer probably next time. I want to get a few other things up and running before working on floral fertilizer. But for now, we're going to work on storage. Is your inventory getting a little full? Let's make a chest. Well, I mean, now that you mention it, it is a wee bit on the full side. Especially with all the useless loot chests. So let's go ahead and craft our first storage chest. Just simple for right now. Minecraft storage chest, like so. Ta-da! Quest complete. Storage chest. Another loot box. So instead of using the standard chests and double chests, we're actually going to be using something similar with a lot more storage capacity to it. If we go to, just to show you off real quick, if we just take a look for chests, we do have the colossal chests, which is something we have to work on for completion. We've got the slightly larger chest, which is simply a regular chest. It's just graphically a little bigger. We do have the iron chest mod, which we can use to make larger single chests. And that is all for that. Stone burnt player chests. Interesting. I'll have to take a look at that later on. The uncolossal chest, which is simply just another chest. We do also have, I want to say we've got some barrels, not the newer barrels, but what exactly we're going to be using is these are one of my favorite things, honestly. The small storage crate from Actually Editions. And all it is this wood casing, which is wood planks, logs, and sticks, and then surrounding, with more planks and chests. That's it. It is super simple to make. It is very material efficient, and you can store so much stuff into these. And the best part is you don't have to worry about them merging. Yes, there is the medium ones, which take void crystal block, and the large ones, which take empowered void crystal blocks to make, but we are nowhere near doing those. So for right now, in all honesty, just using these small storage crates is plenty enough storage for just keeping my inventory clear to be able to actually do stuff. So we'll go in, make some of this. We need to make 3 more chests, just 3. 1, 2, 3. And go in, Make the wood casing. That gives us the book for actually editions. Hey, it looks like the first time you're using this manual. If you click the button below, some useful bookmarks will be stored at the bottom. Definitely check them out to get started. If you don't want this, shift click the button. I'm going to click it though. Ta-da! And here's a bunch of introductory stuff for actually editions. We'll get into that another day. Again, there's a lot of stuff to be done there. But for now, we're simply going to create the small storage crate. And as you can see, it is anything but small. So what the difference is between the small, medium, and large storage crates is simply that the medium and large have extra pages. They're not physically larger. It's not like a larger screen. It's just you have more pages of this. So you can go like, 2 pages for that one, 3 pages for that one. We can use this to store all these loot chests that we are not going to be doing anything with. Let's go ahead and make one more. And we're actually going to be ending pretty soon here for episode 1. We need that. And I think we actually need one more tree's worth of material here. So let's do such things. Break down the leaf blocks. Hopefully we shall get another... Oh, we have 2 silkworms. Good. I always want to make sure I have at least a couple in case I need some emergency string. The fact that we have more than a stack should keep us going very well. But, again, wanting to make sure. Perfect. 5 silkworms. More than enough for now. So, we've got ourselves the wood casing. We've got another small storage crate. And that will be used for emptying out my inventory of all the stuff that I currently don't need. The actually edition books, extra string, extra cobblestone, the juicer. Okay, so we've got... It is a very small center base, but it is the beginnings of a center base, and we'll be able to expand it out next time. But until next time, I want to thank you all so very much for watching. Apologies for the bit of a slowish start to this series, but we'll be making our way pretty quickly into things once we have access to better materials. I hope you have a good day and good game.